Night Rants on the Better Sports Network. What is going on, everybody? Somebody has a case of the Monday. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And well, Bob's your uncle. Rants on the Street with Thomas Stevens. Shout out to my producer, Tyler Soto. Boom. Yes. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Monday Night Rants, brought to you by the Better Sports Network, at Better Network at all your favorite social media platforms. I, of course, as always, am Edward Raus, at Edward Raus, R-A-U-S, at all your favorite social media platforms as well. I really do apologize, my fellow ranters. I really do. Last week, I had a show plan that was going to be a doozy. However, Facebook decided that they were going to change the way that they live stream with more rules, more things you have, more loopholes you have to go through just to stream on their platform, and Restream, unfortunately, was not able to connect. But, however, tonight, we are back. It's fixed. And we are going to have one hell of a show. Trust me. Because a lot has happened over the last week of sports. First of all, I want to give a shout out to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day. Hope you all enjoyed your Father's Day weekend. I saw a very funny meme, and it's so true, by the way, when it comes to Father's Day. It was Mother's Day, and it shows like Miss Universe being crowned, and everyone's crying, oh, the crown on Miss Universe. And Father's Day is just Ed Bundy with his hands in his pants, sitting by himself on the couch. And it is so true. Beyond belief. So happy Father's Day out there to everybody, all the fathers. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful day. A lot going on right now. NBA Finals, Stanley Cup, Euro 2024. The Olympics will be here before you know it. Qualifications all weekend long. We have the U.S. Open yesterday. We had a NASCAR race on Father's Day for the first time in a long time yesterday as well. So it was a good weekend of sports. So a lot to talk about tonight. Tyler Heavy T Soto will be joining me as well. We'll be recapping Clash at the Castle that happened on Saturday on pay-per-view on Peacock. A little WWE, and I got a fun one for him as well that we'll have to wait till he comes on here in about 20 minutes, and we will discuss that with him. We're gonna have a lot of fun with Tyler Heavy T Soto. And an announcement. We have another announcement. How many announcements can we have here? But stay tuned at the end of the show. I have a big announcement on something that we did last year that we're bringing back this year, but we're going to get registration early because it filled up so quickly, and it was everyone's favorite. People were telling me it was their favorite fantasy football game they played last year. So we're going to be reopening up registration at MondayNightRants.com later for everyone to sign up. More on that at the end of the show. So stay tuned. Without further ado, though, we got to get into it. There's a lot to talk about before Heavy T comes on. A lot going on in the wide world of sports, if you will. It's time for the Rant Lines. Oh, the Rant Lines. Everyone's favorite time of the Monday, I guess. There. The gentleman's sweep. Edward, what's a gentleman's sweep? This is a thing I've been hearing for a week now. And I didn't even know this was a thing, but it is. Let me explain to you what a gentleman's sweep is. A gentleman's sweep is when a team wins a series in 5 games and does it at home because they do not want to lose or win the game away. Now, we saw this in both the NBA and the NHL over the last few days. And both away teams who were up for the sweep in the Panthers, more on them in a little bit, and the Mavs blew the cojones off their opponents. The Oilers went straight nuts on the Panthers, and Dallas destroyed the Celtics in Dallas, giving them a little lifeline, a little hope. Now, it's called a gentleman's sweep because obviously the team wants to win at home. Currently, right now, we have game 5 in Boston between the Celtics and the Mavs. We'll do live look-ins, and I'll let you know how that's going as we go along and give you my thoughts. So that's what a gentleman's sweep is. Now, I'm against this. I think it's stupid. I think it's dumb. I think if you have your foot on the throat, I don't care where you are, your fans will celebrate in Boston if you're in Dallas, sorry. You win. You play to win the game no matter where you are. Don't give them any kind of hope there is. And that's not what we saw. Boston looked miserable. Miserable in game 4. They were terrible. Speaking of terrible, shout out to Charles Barkley. 1 more year doing inside the NBA. It's going to be a sad day for everybody when that ends. But it's dumb. If I'm a professional athlete or a team, I don't want to give anybody any hope anywhere, anytime, any day. This whole concept of a gentleman's sweep is stupid. It's dumb. Yes, it's great that Boston does have a chance now to win at home in Boston. But come on. Put the foot on the throat and end it. Don't give any hope to anyone because right now, this game is close. It just started, and it is basketball. But come on. What if they win this game? What if Dallas wins this game? Uh-oh. What if they win the next one? The whole concept of a gentleman's sweep, as fun as it is, it's pretty dumb. And on the other side, we have the same thing going on in Canada. Oh, Canada. What is happening here? Hockey, the NHL, is supposed to be a Canadian sport. And my fellow ranters, I was all in on the Oilers. I'm like, there's no way they lose this. They have the top point scoring players in all the playoffs, the top 3. They're an offense first, shooting first, and the Panthers are a defensive team. Normally, defensive teams don't win hockey championships. That's not the way it's worked. But poor Canada, where hockey was invented. Do you know, my fellow ranters, and if you know, put in the chat. I'll give you a little bit of time. The last time, what year, a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup? Well, you have to go all the way back in time, my fellow ranters. All the way to 1993. The Montreal Canadiens beat the Los Angeles Kings in 4-1. That's right. The last time a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup championship, 1993. 31 years. I was 8. To make it worse, they've only been a handful of time, even into the finals, in those 31 years. Crazy that this is where we are now in hockey. Now, there's the National Hockey League. Get it? Most of the teams are in the U.S., but this was once a league, literally, that was run over by Toronto and Montreal for years and years and years, and even Edmonton for a while. I still think the Oilers are not out of it. I still think they have the offense to keep this a series. It's going to be especially tough tomorrow night, but I think the Oilers still do pull it off. So be interested to see how this all plays out. But we have the opportunity here for 2, as they call it, gentlemen sweeps. And when did Florida become a hockey state? Jesus. If Florida wins, and they were there last year, by the way, they lost 4-1 to the Vegas Golden Knights. That means a Florida team, it's only 2 of them, have won 3 out of the last 5 Stanley Cups. Hockey in Florida. Hockey in Florida. Jesus. Yesterday was everyone's Father's Day Classic, the U.S. Open. Oh, man, I feel so bad for this. Rory McIlroy had a day he would like to forget. Now, shout out to DeChambeau, who is from the Central Valley here, where I am located in Fresno, California, who won his second U.S. Open. He was the leader by 3 strokes going into the day. And then McIlroy had a front 9 for the ages. The back 9, well, not so much. He blew putts. He choked. He let DeChambeau back in. And after DeChambeau had a double bogey, we'll go on to birdie 2 more holes in a row and take it by 1 stroke with a putt that he had to make to win that, was a similar putt that McIlroy had missed earlier in the round. McIlroy, well, what can we say? He wasn't happy about it. That's right. He walked out. He got in his car. He didn't congratulate DeChambeau. He didn't even give any type of goodbye to anybody. He said, hey, guys, I'm out. Goodbye. Done. No congratulations. No nothing. No handshakes. He got in his car. And there's these videos going on X about him peeling out. It's hardly a peel out, people. Come on. It's stupid. Oh, look at him peel out and spin his wheels off. No, he was just getting the hell out of there. He wasn't peeling out. He wasn't doing anything stupid. He just got in his car and was mad. He was upset. But what a poor loser. And now it came out earlier, breaking news here on Monday Night Rants, that he is going to take a few weeks off of golf. Dude, it's golf. Come on. I know we've seen Scotty Scheffler just dominate for a minute, but come on. There's hundreds of you, and there could only be one winner, and it's golf. I play golf. It is almost impossible to be consistent. Only a handful of golfers in the world over time had a period where they were consistent. Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, maybe Payne Stewart for a minute. But that's it. Grow up. You're professional. Go back out there, try again next week. Don't me, I'm going to drive home and blah, blah, blah. Ugly display on Father's Day. And I like Rory. I really do. But I thought what happened yesterday, his little mannerisms and the way he looked, yeah, it sucks, dude. I get it. But look at other sports. Look what's happened in tennis recently. Look what's happened in basketball, in baseball. More on a team later I'm going to talk about. You get paid millions of dollars to play golf. People look up to you. Little kids look up to you. Don't act like that. We talked about this a couple weeks ago with the Ronald Acuna injury, and I have to talk about it again because, God damn it, the MLB just keeps on getting hit. Just keep on getting hit. Injury after injury of star players. Faces of MLB. And I'm going to be honest, this has been one of the weaker kind of MLB years No one's really talking about it. I've never seen NFL and offseason dominate so much in the news over baseball than it has this year. It's true. Mini camps was I haven't seen the scouting combine be as televised ever over baseball. Mini camps over baseball. NBA, everything over baseball. Baseball is dying. And the last thing they could afford is the bad umpiring, which we've seen this year worse than I think ever. It is so bad. The umpiring this year, the strike zone this year is the worst I've ever seen. And I was against robot umps. I really was. But now I'm like, please, can we speed that up a little bit? Because Jesus, these umpires are terrible. It's only getting worse. Mookie Betts, at least 6 weeks, probably more 8, with a broken hand after taking a pitch in his hand over the weekend. So now we got Acuna out. We got Betts out. The Yankees are doing their thing, so that's exciting for baseball. The Houston Astros are terrible. Suddenly they're like in trade mode. The Dodgers, I think, will be fine. They did lose probably their top star in Mookie Betts for a while. Their pitching has been a little suspect, though. But they're still sitting comfortably 8 games over the Padres right now. So, going to the All-Star break, and then when he comes back, as long as they don't blow those 8 games, the Padres aren't winning games right now. They just got swept by the Mets. That's embarrassing. But baseball has an issue with these players that they try to constantly become the face of baseball, getting in issues or getting hurt. Acuna now twice. Ohtani with the gambling thing. Mookie Betts now hurt. Tatis with steroids. Every Trout out. Like, it's insane. And quietly, Bryce Harper's having one of the best years of his career. Nobody's talking about it. Because are they afraid he's going to get hurt again? Because he is also very injury prone. I don't know. But it constantly happens to star players in baseball, and baseball is declining, and I hate it because it's one of my favorite sports to play growing up as a kid, but here we are. It's sad to see. So shout out to Mookie Betts. Hopefully he gets better soon. It's a broken hand. Obviously, you can't play baseball with a broken hand. Dodgers, are they in trouble? Probably not. They still have probably the best roster in baseball. And by the way, Teoscar Hernandez, the pickup of free agency, hands down. And if I'm the Dodgers, I am signing Teoscar Hernandez to a long-term contract because that guy's done nothing but bounce around from team to team and contribute. Give Teoscar Hernandez money, 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 money. Did you guys catch the College World Series over the weekend? Because holy moly, Batman, has it been fantastic. So will the MLB is struggling to get viewers. Here we are in a world where the College World Series has already been the best I have ever seen. The first 3 games of the College World Series were all won by walk-off hits. The 4th game was won by a catch to rob a hit that would have been a walk-off. Exciting, exciting stuff. Now, Tennessee is still the favorite, and they were my pick before this whole tournament started to win the whole thing. And they were down to Florida State by a lot and came back and won that. That was one of the walk-offs. They handily took care of business against North Carolina yesterday as well. But, man, these games are fun to watch. These kids are playing great baseball, and I really do encourage you to watch the College World Series because it has been nothing but fun. And obviously, NC State was the first team officially eliminated today, but the other 7 teams, really, they all still have a chance to win. If you don't remember, in 2007, which is, by the way, still the record for the lowest seed ever to win a championship, it was Fresno State beating Georgia in the College World Series. Anyone's game, always anyone's game. But tune in, man. I'm telling you, I had a lot of fun watching these games over the weekend. It was a blast. As my Padres were getting swept by the Mets, I'm like, screw this. I'm going to watch some college. More fun. Blech. We had someone who feels the pain of the Dodgers. Feel the pain of the Dodgers. Sucks for Mookie. He'll be fine. Can you please stop with this. Oh my goodness. Great. Woo. Stop it. We got preseason Hard Knocks. We have in-season Hard Knocks. And then we have another Hard Knocks. And then we got receiver and quarterback. And the Amazon Prime version of Hard Knocks. Stop it with the... And they're not even picking a team. They just said, you know what? Screw it. The whole AFC North. Football is getting rammed down our throat more than it ever has. And I love football. I do. But rammed. I'm talking fully inserted down our throat as hard as they could possibly do it. Hard Knocks is fun. It's enjoyable. But we don't need it 24/7 every day of the week when a football game isn't on, because now we get football games 24/7 almost every day of the goddamn week. Now, if you're a fan of one of these teams, maybe you're like, okay, I'll check it out. It's just too much. It's too much. I want to watch the games. I'm not that interested in what these players are doing off the field, to be honest. I'm not. I don't want to see their mansions. I don't want to see an MTV Cribs with Kirk Cousins where he depressively shows his empty case of where no Super Bowl trophy is. Yeah, it's funny, but it's also sad. I think it's a lot. It's a little bit too much for me. It's just pick a team and do it. Let's not do the whole AFC. That's what's going to happen next year. Just NFC preseason, AFC in season. But what do I know? I'm not a producer. And views tell the story. Oh, no. Oh, no. Brandon Ayuk. If you live under a bus or haven't heard, Ayuk it. That's funny, people. That's funny. Today, Brandon Ayuk posted a post on his TikTok. I'm not going to show it here because I think it's fake. I don't think it's real. Where he's talking to, of all people, Jaden Daniels. Didn't know they were buddies. About how the 49ers don't want him anymore. He said, they don't want me anymore. They're not going to pay me. I'm leaving. I'm gone. Bye. See ya. Sayonara. Bye, Felicia. His face looks like he's acting in the video. I'm not taking all this. But the 49ers also did draft two, who I think, solid receivers in Pearsall and Cowwick in the draft who could easily be on that team. It's a team that doesn't throw a lot either. When Purdy does throw, it looks parody. But they also don't throw the football a lot. So targets are enough to be had. Plus, you have Kittle and you have Deebo Samuel there as well. And one of the highest paid receiver threes is Johnson as well. So now you have all these receivers, and you expect to get the money that you want for what? You want to be paid like Justin Jefferson when you don't get any targets? Nah. You want to be paid like Amon St. Brown when you don't get any targets in the offense? So it's a very interesting situation. Ayuk could be traded, but the team that's going to trade for him will also have to pay him. It's going to be a sign and trade. He's not just going to be traded to another team and be like, okay, I'm here now. I'm ready to play even without my money, or else he'd just be playing for the 49ers. Stupid. It's stupid to even think that. With Hassan, the Jets just did the same thing. They literally traded for a dude who was going to hold out. Got him on the team, and now he's holding out after trading for it. With Hassan Reddick. Any team would do the same situation, would be in the same if they traded for Ayuk right now. So we'll see what happens. He's making it a drama series on his own goddamn TikTok, and it just looked fake to me. Justin Watson in the chat says, baseball just going to sweep Ohtani betting on baseball, but going to step on some obscure Padre named Tupac. He was also a pirate, and he was betting on baseball himself. You know what? Talked about the Jonte Porter situation, which is crazy. Also, there was an umpire for baseball this week that got suspended as well, but he hasn't actually umped a game this year. But I say put him in. He'd probably do a better job than half the umpires I've seen this year in baseball calling the damn strike zone, because it's been garbage trash. Where in the world is Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers missed minicamp from an undisclosed reason that the New York Jets would not tell a single soul why. And he was fine, and they seemed to be okay with it. Yeah, sure. Let's not have our franchise quarterback not go to minicamp and try to, I don't know, have some solid connections with his receivers after he missed a year, and get back into the groove after he missed a year. I don't know, maybe be a role model to these young players. Nah. Came out today that an NFL insider, now I don't know how true this is. But he skipped mandatory minicamp to go on another ayahuasca retreat. Another one. And I'm not talking about DJ Khaled here. That was funny, people. What kind of role model person is this man? Another ayahuasca retreat? Another ayahuasca retreat? During mandatory mini camps, you're going to getting high to get in your own head and be like, oh, what kind of hobbit hole am I going to go in today? You got new players on this team. You were a laughing embarrassment last year as a team. And if this is true, again, rumors. If this is true, this is laughable. Instead of going to mandatory minicamps to try to build a connection with your team and be a role model, you go to another ayahuasca retreat. This man is a...
You are one pathetic loser.
Get out of here with this. I don't know what to say anymore with Aaron Rodgers. I really don't. I really don't. I hope it's true, just because it would be hilarious. Heavy T is joining me next. We're going to talk a little WWE, and I got a surprise for him as well. Clash at the Castle. It wasn't at a really... I'm kind of disappointed it wasn't actually at a castle. That would have been sweet. Would have been cool. Heavy T's up next, but first, this
was my problem solver. Let's go. 22. Yuck. You see me when you was a youngster, man. Show out now. You're an adult now. How often do people slide down that slide over there? Right? He can't get there. He better not outrun you. He better not outrun you. He better not. You better not let the pitcher outrun you, dog. Come on now. That's what I'm talking about.
2 for 2.
Thank you. Anybody but the pitcher. You can't outrun me, dog. Not you.
Make it tough, love, right?
Yeah, I know. Oh, he gone. He took that. Get up in there. He took that. Give him that. Give him that. Way to go eat. Go eat. 22 eating right now. He's showing off for his uncle right now. All right, nephew. All right, all right. That's my nephew down there. Willie.
Adamas.
Oh, my goodness gracious almighty. Heavy T. Can we get Snoop Dogg just announcing everything in our lives? Because amazing.
I will say I have been fortunate enough to live in the greater Los Angeles area majority of my life. So I am somewhat used to this because Snoop also lives in the greater Los Angeles area. So I've seen him call a couple Kings games. I want to say maybe the Lakers had him out once. He's a joy anytime he's in the booth. I would love if someone put him in there permanently, but he's great, dude. He's so fun.
Have you seen when he did the Planet Earth series that he was doing?
Oh, I have. There's the famous clip of it's like I think it's a little lizard like running away from snakes and everything like that. Yeah, and his just gold, dude. His stuff is so gold. Love it.
All right, question for you.
Shoot.
What do you think of this so-called, what I've heard this week, which I've never heard before? Maybe you have. The gentleman's sweep. Like, what is that?
Oh, so I've heard of it. So basically, it's, you have your normal sweep, which is just standard 4-0, 3-0, sometimes in a best of 5. The gentleman's sweep is basically when, instead of it being a complete sweep, you allow the team to basically have one game.
Which I think is crap.
No one really plans it like that, unless you're the Florida Panthers. That could have definitely been planned because, let's be honest, you winning the game in Edmonton, there is no nightlife in Edmonton. You are the nightlife. The game in Miami, oof, dude. You know how many things will be done to that cup once it's won in Miami? It's going to be a movie, dude. Scorsese type movie.
I don't want to know what's going to be done to that cup. I'll be honest with you. It's going to be crazy. And when did Florida become a hockey state? What the hell's going on here? What's going on?
I mean, I'll be honest. Ever since the Lightning and the Panthers became a thing, they've been very good hockey state.
Yeah. But I need my Oilers to win. I want the Celtics Oilers, so I was right. I want to say I'm right.
So I will admit I was incredibly wrong on the NBA Finals because I believe I said Mavs in 6. That's nowhere near.
Well, I told you that you were wrong.
They are getting, I think, blown the hell out right now. Last I checked, I think Boston was up 12.
Yeah, it was tied when I started the show, and now they're getting their butts kicked. So, but it's basketball. It's basketball. It's not even halftime yet.
However, I would like to say I think I originally said Florida in 6.
You did. You were also against it. So hey, we make a 1-1. So bleh.
Yeah, I'm pretty close to that. Just, I don't know. Florida's just dominant. Well, with the exception of the last game, Florida's just been dominating Edmonton up and down the ice. I think it's hilarious that Edmonton decided to use their entire series worth of scoring just in one game. Yeah,
I know.
That was really funny.
Where are the boobs?
Hey, man.
I was promised boobs in this series between these two teams, and I've seen zero.
You can't put that on TV, unfortunately.
Pissed. All right, my friend, we have a special announcement here. We did a beta run of Born to Heal last week. It turned out pretty good, I must say. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to click a certain button, so it's just a beta run.
Accidental beta run. But like I said, it went a lot better than I thought it was going to go. And to be honest, I wasn't sure how it's going to go. I was like, okay, it probably needs a couple tweaks, and it actually didn't really need that much tweaking.
Yeah, we're good.
So I was like, all right, we might have
I know my stuff, Heavy T. I know when I'm passionate about something, I'm passionate about something. You know what I mean?
All right.
I'm in. I'm in it to win it. So we'll talk about it for a little bit, but I will tell everybody here that the first actual episode of Born to Heal will be out this week, where we'll be recapping what happened at Clash of the Castle, and we'll be recapping what craziness I expect will happen tonight on Raw, and then we'll do also SmackDown as well. So that'll come out later.
If you want a spoiler, I can tell you something that happened on Raw already.
No.
I'll leave it that.
I'm going to watch it in full, and I don't want a spoiler. And now that you know, I will be texting you little snippets. But real quick, Clash of the Castle, just for all our WWE fans out there, I thought was good. I thought it would be better. I was expecting a little bit more from the Gable Zayn output there in the match. The match was good, but I expected a little bit more. And of course, we're going to get to this more in detail this week on the new Monday Night Rants show, Born to Heal. But I just wanted to kind of mention it because it's on the top of our heads here. I know we were texting during it at the time. It was a lot of fun, but it was a good showing. What happened at the end was fun. But what I wanted to talk to you about was what happened today.
What happened? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
And I don't know the backstory of this. Maybe you do. Came out and had a lot to say about CM Punk. Now, if you have to, So what happened here?
There was just a lot of stuff said, but you know what? The funny thing is, to me at least, unless there's something I don't know, it was completely random. It didn't make any sense,
right?
Because I know ICP has some WWE ties, but that was back in like late 90s, early 2000s before Punk even got there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if Punk somehow upset the Juggalo community, and that's just why they're going after him or whatever. But just,
can I show this?
Yeah, I mean, you
Will
can
we get-
show it. We're not FCC
Will we get
sensitive. You can show it.
in trouble here?
No, as long as there's no slur on there, I think you should be all right.
I don't know, man. It's pretty bad. But you know what?
I should clarify. As long as there's no racial slur, I think you should be all right.
Well,
I think it'll be okay.
yeah, I guess. Okay, well, we'll give it a go. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, just show it, man. This is really. Let's see. CM Punk for life. You wouldn't shake our hand in TNA, little bitch. And then, but that's the other thing too, is that I'm watching that, and I could be totally wrong. I don't think CM Punk has ever really been in TNA.
I don't know either.
That I can think of. TNA is a rival wrestling promotion for those who don't know that. But yeah, because I know Punk was in Ring of Honor. I know he was on the indie scene, so I could be just totally forgetting.
Was
about
Violent J just really drunk on Fago and just had a moment? Like what's
maybe
happening?
You couldn't beat a jobber in UFC, which is true. Punk did not do well in UFC.
No.
Come beat me up.
Which we all know he wouldn't either.
You suffer inside everyone in the mama knows. That makes no sense. Get your head right, you little suffering ass
bitch.
I mean,
by the way, I like how he signed it. VJ of its SoundCloud Cloud Posse, just as legendary as you, little bitch.
I mean,
what
first, I think first off, I love how like at least the first half of the message is in his tweet, and then you just get like, the second half of it. It's just funny. But I was reading that, and I'm gonna double check right now. CM Punk TNA, because like I said, I don't think that happened, but I could be wrong. Oh yeah, no, of course that did happen. That was a long time ago, though.
What brought this up is I didn't know Violent J was such a Drew McIntyre fan.
I mean, okay, that could make sense because Drew was also in TNA for a little bit after his initial WWE run, so that could make sense. Maybe he's just like a major stan of Drew. He's like the number one in the Drew fan club. But yeah, no, that was just wild. Like, I haven't used this term in a long time, but it was just way out of left field, dude. It made no sense. And I'm reading it, and I'm like, the fuck am I reading? Like, what am I looking at here? It's wild stuff.
Oh man! So I take it CM Punk is not a juggalo. I take it.
No, and I'm glad because, yeah.
So are we gonna get CM Punk and Drew at SummerSlam?
I think that's 100% the direction they're going. It's going to be interesting to see what they do at Money in the Bank because that is the only pay-per-view now standing between now and SummerSlam. So Money in the Bank will be interesting. But I think the only way you can go is CM Punk Drew McIntyre without the title, which I said
it doesn't even have to be for a title. Really, it's going to be must-watch television.
This is a rivalry that honestly, this is a rivalry that's so much of a blood feud. It doesn't. Like you said, it doesn't need the title. There are very select few rivalries that do get up to that point, but this one is definitely one of them. You do not need a championship to tell this story. It's already heated enough.
Yeah. So you can catch more of this week on Born to Heal, which will be out on Spotify, on Apple Music. There'll be a video version of it on Monday Night Rants, on YouTube, on the Monday Night Rants channel, on Facebook, on the Monday Night Rants Facebook channel, everywhere. And I'm trying to find a way to get it involved in Instagram. I'm getting there. But everything has to be vertical, like all the kids want it nowadays. It's kind of hard to show in that type of aspect ratio. So we'll figure that out more as it comes. But yeah, so Born to Heal, we'll talk more Clash at the Castle, and more Raw, what happens tonight, which Heavy T already knows is a spoiler that he's not going to tell me because I will.
I actually know two spoilers I probably should have mentioned. I know two.
Okay, good. I will. If you tell me, I will double punch through the screen into your face because I'm going to sit on the couch and watch it tonight. And
now, I will say this. I've only seen little clips of stuff that has happened so far.
Snippets?
But, yeah, little snippets because, I'm obviously, as you can see, I'm here at work. But,
oh, yeah, by the way, Heavy T is live from the FanDuel Studios.
Yes.
Angeles, California.
But I can tell you right now that the first hour at least of Raw is a pretty damn good hour. So.
Yeah, the Mavericks are getting their absolute
I just checked. They're down by 20.
buttholes puckered in.
And, I will say this:
67 to 46 at halftime right now.
I do not remember, and this could have happened last year, which shows you how much I pay attention. Really, I do not remember a year where both the NHL Finals or the Stanley Cup Finals, I should say, and the NBA Finals have been this lopsided. I'm trying to think back, and I honestly can't think of a year where it's been like that.
Peyton Pritchard at the buzzer at halftime just made a half quarter.
It's over. They're just don't even bother.
I think the Oilers still have a chance. I really do. But yeah, this one.
That's where we're fighting. That's not happening. I don't think
the Oilers, baby. The Oilers.
No.
That girl has the better boobs than the Florida Panthers girl. Okay.
I don't care. I don't like the Oilers. I am glad they are getting their ass whooped.
Hey,
so
I asked this question earlier on the show, and you were obviously working. So I'm going to ask you: do you know the last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup?
1993, Canadians over the LA Kings.
You know everything. You suck.
Yeah. Well, it was one. It was. So the reason I know that is obviously LA Kings, LA guy. Come on.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That. But that was Gretzky's one and only cup run, or attempted cup run, I should say, in LA. So, and if I remember correctly, I think that was his last chance at one. I don't think he ever got back.
That was true. That was the last time the Kings were actually in the Stanley Cup until they won it more recently.
The last victory was about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
10, 11 years ago.
Yeah, we're talking 31 years ago, people. 31 years ago.
93.
The last
about 31 years ago.
The last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup. It's hockey, too. They invented the damn sport. They can't even win it anymore. And you got Florida. You got Florida teams beating you.
Just saying, get good, scrubs. So,
actually,
that's a good point you brought up. You got Florida teams beating you, because this would not be the first time a Florida team has beat a Canadian team in the Stanley Cup final. I believe it was the Tampa Bay Lightning in 2005.
Yep.
That took Calgary to the brink. Could have got Iginla his only title, but it didn't happen.
Boo. We have new uniforms to talk about, but we'll do that next week. New uniforms are coming quick and fast, man. Jeez. The Dodgers today redid their whole thing because theirs were terrible. So they redid them. They're okay. The hat sucks, but the jersey's not bad.
I've seen some of the hoodies, and because they come out with all kinds of products.
Yeah.
So I've seen what some of the hoodies like, and I've seen what the shorts look like. They're actually really nice, but they should have known better than to do that logo, because all you have to do is go on social media and be like, "Oh, the Dodgers won that Mickey Mouse ring in 2020." Well, what does that D look like? It looks like the Disney D. Like, come on, guys.
Dude.
Come on, have some.
Let's just
read the room.
Let's just pull them up real quick.
Yeah, I can do it real quick. Yeah, I can do this real fast.
By the way, we like to talk about jerseys here.
Yeah, they're better in my opinion. They're definitely better.
They are better. They are better.
They're still somewhere in that mid tier where they're not great, but they're not terrible. But it's definitely an improvement from the last one. If I'm being honest, this whole City Connect jersey thing that baseball has done, it's definitely been more of a flop than a success.
I do agree.
These ones are okay. I do like the name being under the number. That's a cool little style. But I mean, everybody's comparing them to one thing, and they look like funfetti. That's what it looks like.
There is a lot of funfetti going on. I didn't even notice that until you said that. Wow.
I do like this. I like the hashtag right above the tag. The "It's Time for Dodger Baseball" hashtag. Yeah. That's a nice little touch. Like I said, there's at least effort here. There was no effort whatsoever.
They just said for the Los Dodgers.
Yeah, just threw Los on the front of Dodgers, sprinkled a little bit of black on the sleeve, and they called it a day. Oh, and it was a much.
That D does have Disney vibes, though. That D does have Disney vibes. I think that's what they were trying to do, though. No.
Well, so the Dodgers kind of have like an old school D, like that. That's always been one of their lesser known logos, but considering, like I said, that. Ooh, the Dodgers have a Mickey Mouse ring. I probably would not have incorporated that into the jersey, but it's fine.
Dude, I
like
didn't
I said,
even
they look
notice.
okay.
I didn't even notice the splatters until right now. I'm not gonna lie. When I first saw it, I thought it was just gray with that. But now I
No.
see it. I'm like, that's kind of bad.
You know what is an interesting touch that I do like? So usually if you have a number on the front of the jersey, you usually have it like on the lower left.
It's on the.
I do like the small number kind of being above the city name. I actually do kind of like that.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, but like I said, these are in the mid tier. We're getting to that point where teams who first got theirs are now going to get like their second version. Also, I did not realize that the Yankees completely opted out of doing this, which, going to be honest, I actually kind of respect that.
Yeah, I do too, because they.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, we're very critical of jerseys here on Monday Night Rants, and we've reviewed how many A's have we ever given? Probably zero.
Only a handful.
Yeah, like,
and I'm trying to think. So I think I just thought of it. There's 30 teams in baseball. Is that correct? There's 5. Yeah, there's 30 teams in baseball, and there's only 28 City Connect jerseys. So I did just learn that the Yankees opted out of it, which again I respect it.
Boston has theirs.
The other one that I just thought of in my head, we have, and I think it's for obvious reasons. We have not seen one for the Oakland A's.
Oh, well.
Let's go. Really
yeah. Oakland with some crack.
Well, not just that, but I mean, you can't.
A homeless man?
You can't do an Oakland City Connect jersey if you're literally moving to Sacramento and then Vegas in the next couple of years.
It's not going to
So work. They probably won't get one until they go to Vegas.
And that's going to be stupid, too. Yeah, you're right. That's stupid.
Oh, man, we should have known then. But here we are now.
Here we are.
So, but like I said, these are in the mid tier. I still think the best. I still love the Southside Chicago White Sox ones.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're the worst team in baseball, and more on that after Heavy T leaves. But yeah.
Yeah, and then the last one I can think of at the moment that I really like. I really liked the striped sugarcane Marlins ones. Those were really good.
Oh yeah, those were good. Those are good.
Yeah, the Astro Space City ones are pretty good. The Angels Beach City ones are pretty good. And I know they get some hate. I love them. I love those Rockies ones, like with the green. That
I hate those.
Oh no, I think those are great. But yeah, those are
like AAA teams where they have like a one-off special night.
No, I think
it's Coors night. We're wearing Coors Rockies on our.
Those are the top 5 I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah. I like the Padres ones. I'm not.
Those ones are good. I will admit those are on the edge of my top 5. Those are very good. Yeah.
Well, more Jersey talk next week because I know you got to get back to your work there at the FanDuel Studios in LA. Live for the FanDuel Studios in LA. My boy, what say ye? Heavy T was a success again, as always. Tyler Heavy T Soto.
I will say this: if anybody feels like making a donation to FanDuel, please go live bet the Mavericks right now. I will gladly take your money.
Hold on. I just may. Give me a second. Wait. Who do I know in Arizona where I could Venmo the money to?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Heavy T, always a pleasure, my friend. We'll see you next week. Actually, we'll see you this week because we're going to be doing Born to Heal, the first ever episode.
Sure.
Really good. And my special announcement at the end of the show, which you also know about, a league that we did last year for fantasy football that took the nation by storm. I'm going to have reservations for people to go on MondayNightRants.com and start signing up now because those spaces will go quickly in this league. So more on that later. All right, Heavy T, always a blast. Get back to work. We love you, my friend.
And I'm going to try and go stop coughing. I sound like I'm dying over here.
Yeah, stop dying. Don't die. Dying is not good. We don't like dying.
Yeah, because you know what happens when you die? There's paperwork involved. Later, man.
Later, man. Heavy T, everybody. Heavy T giving us all the great insights as he always does in our segment, what we like to call What Say Ye, Heavy T? Woo! What a Monday! The Mavs are in trouble. It's going to be a gentleman's sweep, and I hate that term. I told you already. We'll see what happens with the Oilers and Panthers tomorrow night. I would like to say, though, thanks everyone for watching, MondayNightRants.com. Thanks for all the new listeners that came from the Drew Show on New Rock 104. I see you. I see you following me. I see you watching. and I hear all the good things. Thanks for watching Monday Night Rants here every Monday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on all your social media dials. Also want to give a big shout out to the one and only Barrel House Brewing Company. That's right here in the Central Valley with 4 locations located in Fresno, Visalia, San Luis Obispo, and of course, Paso Robles, the big one with the hangar coming soon. I'm looking forward to that. But it's okay if you don't live in one of those cities but still live in the area of California, in the central area, you can just go to your local liquor store or Total Wine & More or Bevmo and pick up a 6-pack. May I recommend the Mango IPA. I was going to talk about this last week, so I'm going to spend my last 6 minutes or so, whatever, talking about this. Baseball has gotten zero love this year. We talked about it earlier with the Mookie Betts injury and what's happening with Bryce Harper having one of the best years of his career. No one's talking about it. The All-Star ballot is already out. People are already voting. That's stupid anyways because it's going to be a whole starter of whoever they vote for, not actually the real stars, which is crazy. But one team in particular this year is literally setting records that nobody's talking about. Setting records. And I'm talking about the Chicago White Sox. The Chicago White Sox are currently 19-54. 19-54. Now, to put that into perspective, that's a .260 winning percentage. Now, if they were to continue this run, which, by the way, the last 10 games, they're 4-6. This is the first time they've won 4 games in a 10-game span all season. So maybe they're getting better. And maybe they won't trade away Luis Robert Jr. or Eloy or Rendon. But they probably will. They've been that bad. How bad it's been is easy. Currently, right now, if they were to finish at this winning percentage, or losing percentage, if you will, they would be the 6th place team of all-time losers in the MLB. That's right. They would be 6th. Only 5 teams would have a worse percentage of losing in baseball history. Here are those teams. Behind them, at 5, at 257 would be the 1919 Philadelphia Athletics. That's right. They were the Athletics in Philadelphia before they were the Athletics in Oakland and soon to be Sacramento, then Las Vegas. Then you have the 1904 Washington Senators, 252. The Washington Senators, who obviously they would be debunked. They would become Montreal, and then they would come back to the Washington Nationals. In 1962, so this is the last time a team has been this bad, was in 1962. The New York Mets at 250. They went 40-120. They only won 40 games. 1962. Before that, at 248, in 1935, the Boston Braves. That's right. They were in Boston before they were in Atlanta. 248. And what I find extremely hilarious and funny, and you should too because it is funny, is in 1916, the worst MLB baseball season of all time was once again by the Philadelphia Athletics at 235. Air horn, only winning 36 games. Now, I'm not saying that the Chicago White Sox are going to be that bad. They're already at 19. So they're already halfway there. But man, have they been playing bad baseball. And it gets even worse. The run differential so far for the Chicago White Sox, minus 155. 155. That means, to put it in perspective, they have given up so far in mid-June here Mid-June. We still have July, August, and September. They have given up 155 more runs than they have scored. That's not good at all. So, talking about the Athletics, the A's, they're the worst team in baseball. We're talking about the Rockies, they're the worst team in baseball. No. Clearly, the Chicago White Sox are the worst team in baseball, and they're looking at doing something that hasn't been done since 1965. Must-watch television, baby. Hey, sometimes you want to tune in just to see if you could just lose, to see what happens because you want to see history. It's always good. I have a Charlotte Bobcats jersey autographed by the entire team of the Bobcats the year that they broke the NBA record for being the worst team percentage-wise of all time in the NBA. So I love it. I love it. Let's go, Chicago. I want to see you break this record. I want you to be the worst team of all time. I will tune in to watch that. And you should too. We're back from halftime. The Celtics still doing their thing, and looks like it's over. Let's spend the rest of your night watching the game, seeing the Celtics lift the trophy for an NBA record one more time. And we'll see tomorrow if the Oilers can overcome the Panthers. Please check out the College World Series. Please check out the College World Series. It's been great. You need to watch it. The Olympics are also coming soon as well. We're going to do a whole show on that. Next week, I will be back with Heavy T. We're going to talk a lot of stuff. It's going to happen over this week, including what happens in these championship series and maybe more baseball talk if we find it funny. Can Snoop Dogg just announce the rest of the Chicago White Sox games? Oh my goodness, that would be insane. Please do. We're sorry for the hiccup last week. We got it fixed, obviously. We're going to have a really fun week. Shout out to the Drew Show on New Rock 104. I will be there on Friday as well. And if you're in the Fresno area and you want to come hang out with me and Drew and Elliot and Jess from the Drew Show, please go on their Instagram, listen to the show, get your chance to go to the Summer Kickoff Bash that's going on next Friday night. I will be there. We got a live band, Alex Sucks, free beer, and free food from Mad Duck. All you got to do is get on the guest list. And how do you do that? Listen to the Drew Show. Go on the Instagram and check it out as well. From Heavy T and myself and everyone here on the Better Sports Network, Monday Night Rants, we will see you next week, my fellow ranters. And as always, shout out to my boy, Taj McGowan. Celtics won it, baby. It's over. Celtics are your championship team. Boom.